This episode of Bourbon on Ice, presented by your friend Frosty and your bartender Mike Whiskey, is brought to you by the Cape Media Center of Cape Cod, Massachusetts. The views and opinions expressed during this podcast do not necessarily reflect those of the Cape Media Center. Listener discretion is advised. So who are you, and how'd you get in here?
I'm Robare. I'm a secret agent from the planet Zen-3.
This could make for an interesting episode.
It could, or it could make for the men in white coats.
Let's just get started.
Let's do it.
Coming up on this episode of Bourbon on Ice, we have a guest.
Hi, folks. I'm a guest,
Yes, you are.
and I'm going to sing a rendition of my karaoke favorites.
No, you won't. This is Bourbon on Ice with your friend Frosty.
And sitting in for your bartender, Mike Whiskey, I am Robare. Stay tuned.
Shooby-doo-wop-wop, da-da-ba-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, I like your intro better than mine. I'm just going to say that right now. Welcome, everyone, to a brand new episode of Bourbon on Ice, and this is an extra special episode. It's super special. It's super cuddly. It's super hairy.
Because it's me. It's got me. It's all about me.
It's also super tall and loud. I should say that right now, but I think you picked up on that, people. We have a guest. I'm your friend Frosty, as I said before, but that over there, I'm pointing to it right now.
He's pointing to me. It's rude to point, you know, but he's pointing to me. Don't you remember the Disney rule of pointing should use 2 fingers?
Oh, now I'm poking you.
Oh, stop poking.
I was thinking we could have a slap fight too, but I don't think the mics would pick that up, and also there would be really a lot of people mocking us.
Yes.
But let me just finish by saying, this is Robare.
Hello, everybody. I'm Robare. Actually, I'm Rob Claffey from the state of Rhode Island, way up in Woonsocket.
The socket of Woon.
Sure. We can go with that.
The island of Rhode.
Yeah.
I'm really working trying to make Rhode Island sound more tropical and amazing than it is.
Yeah. Rhode Island, it's a thing. It's there. It's tiny.
And it's a thing if you live there.
It is a thing if you live there. So far away from all my friends in Boston.
You know, we point and laugh at you. Not you, your state.
My state is too tiny to be laughed at.
That's why we do it.
Jeez. No, we have a Popeyes. Does that help?
It kind of does.
Yay.
So, I should probably explain. We mentioned it last episode, but Whiskey is not with us today. Where is he? Where in the world is our bartender, Mike Whiskey? I think if I sing that song, there might be some sort of copyright infringement.
I think so, and you didn't do it very well either.
Hey, I have an amazing voice. I've heard your karaoke.
Yeah, and?
I should point out the fact he's really tall, and I am currently wearing a boot and using a cane. I should probably be nice because I can't outrun him at the moment.
Not at the moment.
No.
You couldn't outrun me anyway.
Oh, please. All I would have to do is lay a piano wire against a door, and I'm fine.
Damn.
Whiskey is on vacation in the Philippines. Isn't that nice?
Yeah. Real nice.
Yeah, he's totally not going to send me a postcard or a t-shirt, is he?
I don't think so. That was what he's there for.
Oh my gosh. I don't think we can talk too much about what he's doing there, but we can surmise. Or we can make something up, something dastardly. People of the Philippines, beware. Mike Whiskey is there to infiltrate the highest levels of government. And what goes on in the Philippines? What do people do there?
Eat rice?
And steal all of your rice.
Was that stereotypical? I'm really not sure.
I have no idea. Maybe we should just move on from that.
Let's do that, yeah.
A friend of mine actually referred to me one day as a rice queen because I have a very strong attraction to Asian men. And we were sitting, amongst a bunch of Asian men. There was 1,000 death glares that suddenly came at him and a couple of hands smacking him on the back of the head at once. It was a beautiful sight when international people come together for the solitary goal of correcting a stupid fool.
Yeah. That there's certain times and places to say such things, and that was neither.
Why don't we tell everyone a little bit about you? Because you are Robare. You are a 6-foot-tall ginger giant and one of the biggest geeks I've ever met, but in the coolest way.
I'm such a cool geek. I've never used that expression before. So, I got the name Robare from a friend of mine when I worked my dead-end job at Kmart. She just started calling me Robare, and since she was the alpha female, everybody else did. So when it was time to do karaoke, I said, "What the hey, Robare."
I like that.
And so far, it's only once gotten me in trouble, where the host called Robare. I went up on stage to sing, got off the stage, and this one guy came up to me and goes, Robare, blah, 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 all in French. And I'm just like, no. And I
Robare's
ran.
a French word?
Well,
Oh, he thought you were French.
because, because the French pronunciation of Robert is Robert.
C'est magnifique.
Exactly. And that was it, the only part I recognized. Yes.
You didn't have the je ne sais quoi he was looking for.
Shut up.
I will keep going.
No, you won't. I'll find that stop button. I'll be like, no, you can't do it.
No, then we will have a slap fight. You stay away from my soundboard. I will also say one other thing. Like me, Claffy, are you gay?
I am gay.
Wait, like me, are you also a member of the leather community?
I do believe I am.
Are you card carrying?
I used to be.
There's cards for our sort of thing?
Well, yeah, used to be membership cards, and now we simply wear logos on our vests.
I like that. I like that idea too.
Yes. Did you see the sleeve that Roberto had in Provincetown?
Oh, recently we were at that event, and oh yeah, the sleeve. He had a really great sleeve. Shout out to Roberto and Carlos and Derek and Corvette and Kevin. And we could be here for a while.
You could be here for a while, yeah.
Everyone I know and love, but I really do want to send a shout out to Rick Conley, who pulled off another amazing weekend in Provincetown, snowbound weekend. Props to that guy. He's tireless, and he does all that work just so we can get together.
With the Mr. Snowbound contest created by our own Frosty.
What? Who says that? What? Here. Now, help, can't, passion, where face red, help, stop.
This is where you simply say, thank you.
Thank you.
You got to work on that.
You.
When somebody pays you a compliment.
You should explain why you don't deserve the compliment and run screaming from the room.
No,
I got it.
You simply say, thank you. And then you run screaming from the room.
This weekend, so many people tried to pay me honest compliments, and it went badly, hysterically badly. If this was a sitcom, the entire audience would have been on its feet.
Frosty was like 30-something going on 6 with the immature responses to his compliments.
I know red is my color, but I don't wear it on my face very well.
You're wearing it really well right now.
I know, this shirt says #1.
I'm talking about the face.
Oh.
You are so red right now.
This is a podcasting studio. People can't see what I'm going to do as soon as I mute the mic.
Ow!
Hang on. Here it comes again.
Ow!
Ah, yes. Wait, this kind of goes with our kink theme.
Ow is not a safe word.
Okay, so many years ago, I was just introduced to two things. The magic that is Doctor Who, because they relaunched the series.
Yep.
And the absolute wonder that was the New England leather and kink community. I was very shy. I didn't know many people. And I logged onto Recon, which is, it's very helpful.
It's like the gay kinky version of Grindr.
I don't have any of those profiles, just the Recon one.
Me too.
I think I have a Rubber Zone profile, but that's a totally different issue.
I used to have Scruff. I got rid of that.
And I just watched the episode. I jumped in season 3, by the way, of Doctor Who. Martha and David Tennant there, at which point they had the episode The Daleks in Manhattan, and we're introduced to the Daleks, and I'm saying, wow, that's a really stupid-looking alien. It looks like a trash can.
Yeah.
I got online on Recon, and what do you know? There's this weirdo who has a profile of himself standing in full leather next to a freaking Dalek. I think that was you.
That was me, yeah.
I wrote to you, is that an actual Dalek?
Yes.
And you started telling me all about Doctor Who, and thus created a beautiful, geeky friendship.
Yes, because I can talk about Doctor Who forever, and he will let me.
I mean, aren't you like royally ingrained? Don't you know people?
I know. I belong to a fan club based out of Springfield. We are the Knights of the White Guardian, and I know that sounds like something else, but really it's not. The White Guardian is a character from Doctor Who that hasn't been seen since 1980 something. But it's
Oh.
real.
Oh, okay. Good. That explains it. I was going to say I have seen every episode from season 1, and I don't recall that.
The White Guardian has appeared precisely twice, like once with Tom Baker and once with Peter Davison, and for some reason we decided to name our club after it.
Okay.
You know,
I
we
don't
could
have a response to
We
that.
could have been like the Knights of Rassilon or
What?
the Knights of TARDIS, but no, we're Knights of the White Guardian.
Okay, I recognize that word.
Which one?
TARDIS.
TARDIS, yes. Well, TARDIS.
Also Guardian.
Guardian, yes.
No, wait. No, you said Knights.
Knights.
I recognize that word.
Yeah,
And the word the.
Knights, yes. Well, see, the club is also a big fan of Renaissance fairs, so we're the Knights of this
So
figure.
you are a 6'4" leatherman. People flee in terror from you. You walk around with a massive flogger on your waist. You belong to all these cool clubs. And also you're a Renaissance fair guy.
Yep.
A karaoke guy.
Yep.
A Doctor Who guy.
Yep.
Star Trek?
A little bit.
Star Wars.
A little bit.
Anime.
No.
Video games.
I haven't done video games since Pac-Man.
You're a retro gamer.
And Candlepin Bowler.
Like I said, people, he's cool. He also rides a motorcycle and brings children of the
No.
world presents every
No.
December.
No, I don't do that. I don't ride a motorcycle. I ride a Schwinn. That's what I tell people. When they see me in full leather, they're like, wow, you got a motorcycle? I go, no, I have a Schwinn.
One's harder to ride in gear than the other.
Somebody once asked if I did have a motorcycle, and I said, no, I just like the accessories.
Angel, Cal Ryder's old friend, Angel, all the way from California. He was in that video for Gear 365 saying, I have a motorcycle helmet and gear, and I don't even own the motorcycle.
Right.
I'm sitting there like, preach, brother, preach.
Uh-huh.
Every time I go somewhere in my full gear, I get that question. Oh, did you just get off your motorcycle? I like to screw with people and I just say, oh, it's too cold today.
It is. I tell that seriously.
Ugh.
In the dead of winter, it's like, dude, it's way too cold to ride the motorcycle. I got the other motorcycle. It's called a Honda.
You bowl, but
I
not just
bowl.
any type of bowling.
Candlepin bowling.
The New England stuff.
That's right. If there's anybody here who's listening to us who's not from New England, you're not going to get it.
Okay, you know how the pins look like they just ate an entire pizza and then another pizza and they've got gas and they're bloating and they're like, oh gosh, I shouldn't have eaten that. That's not candlepin bowling.
That's 10-pin bowling. Everybody knows what 10-pin bowling is.
The other one is the real competitive stuff with the tiny ball and the straight pins, and everyone just gets so competitive.
Well, some people do. Some people do it for fun. Wait, are you referring to me when you say competitive?
You're cruel and mean, and you make fun of me whenever I miss the pins.
I'm just better than you. That's all.
Haven't you heard of supporting your fellow man?
I have, and I try to help you whenever I can, but I'm better than you.
That doesn't sound friendly.
It doesn't sound friendly, I know.
No.
But I applaud you when you knock over a pin.
I can't help it. I'm not good.
I wasn't good when I started either, so you're a beginner and I'm not. So therefore, I knock over more pins than you do.
Have you ever ranked, like in some sort of championship?
Oh, hell no.
So you're bad.
I'm good, but I'm not fantastic.
What about that other sport that you play? It's not really a sport, and you're standing in one place, and the ball is much smaller.
Pinball. I love pinball.
Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding.
I'm not a pinball wizard. I'm good. It's like bowling. I'm good, but I'm not fantastic at it. I play in tournaments and I lose almost every single time because there's people out there who really, really, really line up their shots. And me, I just want to keep the ball moving.
Isn't that just basically the purpose of pinball?
To win or keep the ball moving.
Both.
Well, yes. But I mean, some people really like, they'll take the flipper and they'll hold the ball in place. And then they'll think about where they want it to go. And they gently let go of the flipper. And at the right time,
Excelsior!
they flip it and it goes where it needs to go.
Soar!
As opposed to me where I just hit it and
Ping!
it's nothing.
Zock!
Yes.
Biff! Pow!
You know, the bottom line of pinball, go for the flashing lights. People always say to me, what do I do? I hit the flashing lights. It'll do something.
I used to go to, what is it called? The Balsams Resort up in Dixville Notch. They had a game room and they had Medieval Madness there.
Oh,
I didn't realize
God.
how much of a novelty that was.
It's still around.
I hear that's like the most desirable pinball
Yes.
machine on Earth. I
Yes.
didn't realize that.
Which is weird. I would have thought, sure, the most desirable pinball machine would be the Addams family.
I think there's like 2 of those on Cape Cod.
Or are they in decent shape?
I don't know. I
Probably not.
ever since this damn pandemic started, I really don't go out that much to local places.
So I've had the stroke of luck to have,
But not an actual stroke.
not a natural stroke.
Okay, just a stroke of luck.
Right. To have 3 arcades appear very close to me. 2 of them are free play. One's in Providence, one's in Worcester, and I'm like right in the middle. And the other one is the Electromagnetic Pinball Museum, which is in Pawtucket.
Just gotta ask, when they appeared unto you, were they wearing white? Was there like the sound of choruses of angels? Or
No, it was pretty quiet.
okay, then continue.
And yeah, so 2 of them are bar arcades, so they're open in the evening hours to late night because they have a bar. And the other one, it's more of a museum without a bar, so it's open early in the morning to like early evening.
I would think that the bar part would be bad for your pinball acumen.
Right. Well, just figure you'll get a couple of drinks and then play air hockey.
I've been injured in air hockey.
I have had my behind handed to me by an 8-year-old girl playing air hockey. Yes.
How old were you? Were you also 8?
What's that?
Were you also 8 at the time?
Nah, I wasn't even 18. I think I was more like 28, 38. She was kicking my butt. Maybe it helped that she was like, closer to the table because she was shorter.
Oh, please! You've always been like this tall. I'm pretty sure that years ago in the delivery room, you just like walked straight out and hit your head on the door coming out.
No.
When they left the hospital.
I was a short baby just like everybody else, but I was rotund, so I was doing a lot of rolling. There's pictures. There could actually be like, home movies of me rolling around. And then I started to grow, and that's where all that fat went. It just kind of went into my side.
Oh, so that's how it works.
That's how it worked. I was all like...
Ladies and gentlemen, we've discovered the cure to rotundness.
That's right. Be bigger. And so when I stretched out, it took all that fatness and just kind of stretched it out, and I became thinner. And then I turned 30.
I want to give a shout out to my brother-in-law. He comes from a very tall family. I went and I saw him, and I saw his brother, and I saw the father, and they're all standing next to each other. And the first one is easily an entire head taller than me, but then I'm looking at them, and it's taller and taller. They're like Russian nesting dolls.
Ooh.
And now my lovely nephew is going through a growth spurt. He's almost 3, and he's so tall, and all I can think is, yep, that's the side of the family he's taken off of.
Yep.
Not ours.
Nope.
He's taken after the tall side of the family. Yep. And I'm short. I wanted to, let him ride around on my shoulders at the parade, but now what's the point? I'm going to be riding on his.
Yep. I've taken after my mother's side of the family.
They tall people too?
Uh-huh. My mother's English. So my English grandmother, she was up there. And then like my cousins were also tall. And then of course they grew older, so now they're starting to come back down. So I've got that to look forward to.
Sometimes when you're not around, I refer to you as the ginger giant. Sometimes when you are around, I refer to you as the ginger giant.
I see it in text, so I mean I know you do it. I've got proof that you do it. It ends up on the internet, and it's there forever.
The internet is forever.
It is.
And also for porn if you listen to Avenue Q.
Avenue for porn.
You're not a Broadway person, but you know that song.
I know that song.
How do you know that song?
Because other people have sung that song for karaoke.
It's like a gateway song. You're not a Broadway person, but you know that song, so
Right.
you can sing it.
Lots of people sing Broadway songs for karaoke, so I learned songs. I learned how they should not be sung.
And then you do it exactly the same.
Those are songs I don't do. Like for Avenue Q, I got Avenue Q. I've got a purpose.
We'll be right back.
The Cape Media Center, located in Dennisport, Cape Cod, Massachusetts, is a non-profit community media center and the public access TV station for the towns of Barnstable, Yarmouth, Dennis, Harwich, and Chatham. Our mission is to build community through media, enhance democratic communication, and facilitate free expression by providing these towns with a state-of-the-art media resource center. Members can become trained in our video and audio equipment and produce their own media content. Membership includes training classes, access to our field equipment, studios and facility, as well as airtime. Podcasters and music producers can share their content on our website. For more information, visit capemedia.org.
We are back.
We are?
Yes, you have to say words now.
Wait, the torture has to continue?
The beatings will continue until morale improves.
Dear me, I'm in trouble. Ow! All right, I get the idea.
He's so dramatic. Are you gay?
Yes,
Me too.
and a friend of yours. That makes me really dramatic. Like, oh my God, I'm dramatic.
I will play the
Mother!
I will play the So Dramatic song for you at some point.
A So Dramatic song that you wrote, right?
No, I wish I did. It came from
should.
Disney's Bizarre Vark. It's these two girls who have this song about how dramatic things are, and they're hitting all of the cliches. It's raining, and they're standing next to a window, and there's a flower with the petals falling, and the wind keeps coming. Then there's a key change, another key change, and there's a literal bucket on the ground filling with water that's labeled tears.
My God. You just reminded me of something. Frosty says, all right, now you get to talk about something, and I'm like, I don't know what.
Oh boy.
And you just reminded me of something.
No, I'm gonna regret this.
Probably.
Okay, do it anyway.
So, several years ago, many, many years ago, Frosty says, hey, Robare, have you ever been to Disney World?
Oh my gosh, I'm regretting this immediately.
Uh-huh. And I said, well, no. And he goes, we should go. We made arrangements to go. You know, he, through his parents, had like a little timeshare. And really, all I had to worry about was getting myself there. And I believe you took care of the entry. So really, all I had to do was get myself there, and we'd have a good time.
But
Frosty is a very fast tour guide, and he insists it's almost like he's got an itinerary, and we have to be at points A, B, and C at a certain time, and nothing may deviate from the schedule, including getting sick. Like, I went in the swimming pool of the hotel.
oh gosh, this story.
And I must have passed through some child's urine, because suddenly I felt terrible. And despite that, I made it through the schedule.
You act as though I should apologize for this. I will not apologize for scheduling things.
I know you will.
How else do you expect to have maximum fun?
Exactly. You should see the expression on his face when he says the maximum fun, like I swear I saw a throbbing temple appear. Because it's incredibly stressful to keep up with his schedule. It's got to be as incredibly stressful to make it and know that everything's got to be on time, or we cannot have any fun.
Noobs. Ugh, you fell asleep on top of a sandwich.
I was tired. Oh, yeah. Oh, all right. So we'll get into that, shall we? So before the fun time in Disney World, I was asked if I would scorekeep a lip sync contest. And I told the organizer, I can do this if it's short, because I have to be at the airport early the next day. We're going to fly out. And they said, sure, it'll be short. So I do the contest. First round of people do their lip syncing. I do the math. I hand them an envelope. I say, there's your winner. And they said, oh, no, that's the first round. And I went, wait a minute.
Screech.
You said it was going to be short. And they said, well, the management wants us to do another round. I'm like, I told you I can't do another round. And they went, please? And I went, okay. So basically, I was there until 2 a.m. at the bar. So basically, I go home, drop off my laptop, pick up my suitcase, and run. Drive out to the airport in Cranston, Rhode Island. Is that where it is? Anyway, do you have Green Airport?
Do you have Green?
It's close, anyway.
It was the Green Airport.
And
The one with the planes.
I parked the car, and I took my bag inside, and I attempted to sleep in the airport. You can't sleep in the airport, because I got my suitcase wrapped around my arm with the intention that it's never going to leave my side. So you can't really sleep when you're desperately protecting your suitcase. And then you get on a bus, or no, you get on the plane and you get on a bus, and I am desperately trying to maintain my consciousness, and I'm losing the battle. So finally, in Disney Springs, was it Disney? No, Downtown Disney.
Downtown Disney. No, actually, yeah, it was Downtown Disney at that
At the
point.
time,
You're
right.
Good catch.
we get a sandwich from, do you remember the name of the restaurant?
Bongos. Gloria Estefan's restaurant, which is sadly no longer there.
Well, I bet there's a lot that's no longer there thanks to the changes they've had.
Oh, yeah.
So we have this, and I've had Cubans before, and they're delicious. And I just sit down, and the body goes, okay, we're done. And I just kind of like leaned forward and went squish. Just kind of like into my sandwich. And somebody kind of tapped me on the shoulder and said, are you okay there, Rob? I said, I'm very, very tired. I don't know how much more I can do.
Amateurs,
yes. So
Disney World is not for beginners. It is not meant for people to just go. The idea that there are people that just say, hey, let's go to Disney World on a lark, it's just madness. How do you people not plan and prep and understand what you're getting into? How do you not look up things and register for fast passes? How do you not plan out the meals? How do you not plan ahead with the money? Who just goes?
And actually, what we're forgetting is not only did I fall asleep on the sandwich, I fell asleep in the lobby because there was a problem with my fast pass or the room or both. I forget which. So you and Robbie were dealing with the supervisors and trying to hammer out problems so that everything would work properly. And I just said, I'm just going to go over to this corner and guard all of our possessions. And I did that for about 5 minutes, and then I just kind of like passed out in the corner. And there's a photograph of this.
You also passed out on the monorail and on the railroad.
Yeah, I need my sleep, and I wasn't getting it. What am I supposed to do?
It's Disney. Disney is not meant for sleep. You don't go to Disney World to relax. You go there to have fun, damn it.
I know. I failed.
Miserably.
I don't know what to say.
Thank heavens we didn't throw in a water park.
Oh,
You'd have been doing the dead man's float down the
I'd have
river.
drowned. Yeah, really.
And I would have been very upset because that would have thrown off my schedule.
Yes, but you would have laughed first, and then you would have been upset.
Giant body like yours, I wouldn't have needed the inner tube. I could have just floated on you down the river. Wow, that came out dirtier than I thought it was gonna.
Uh-huh. Yeah, well done.
Yeah, so.
You're not like this with whiskey, man.
Whiskey and I talk very nerdy things. You and I have not spoken of nerdy things, but him not being here, we are allowed to speak of other things that we cannot, like the leather community, the kink community, S&M, and all that jazz that we get up to when people are not looking.
Yeah, that's wonderful stuff there.
It is. It's really nice. It is wonderful stuff.
It is. I remember getting flogged on the back patio of the Paramount years ago. It was wonderful. There's pictures.
Go on.
I don't usually play at Snowbound or Mates. I'm sure I must have flogged somebody. Probably flogged a couple of pups. Human pups, by the way. We don't flog the canines.
So many of the guys I know today have a pup hood. I still have not gotten on that bandwagon.
No, nor I. If you're wearing a hood, you should not be visible.
Huh. Okay, I'll go with that. Speaking of, I believe you had something you wanted to ask me from the episode about our tastes in music.
Oh, yes, the music.
Music.
Once upon a time, during that episode, you mentioned 9 Inch Nails and the song Closer, and you said there was a link between the song Closer and the kink community.
First of all, that's closer.
As opposed to?
Closer. You're not closing something, you are getting close to something.
Closer.
Yes.
Thank you, President of Quincy.
Sure, why not?
So, Closer is something to do with the kink community, and I have never heard this before. So I am listening with bated breath.
Oh, is that what that is?
Bated breath.
You're awful.
I am.
I knew this coming in. I knew this when I recruited you to for this episode.
It was like my one request. I'll do whatever you want, but I want to know. I need to know what this link is.
There are a series of songs out there. Many people hear them and they say, that's an interesting song. That's a dirty song. That's a fun song. But these songs are considered connected to the kink and S&M communities. They're also considered those things that, we all know. In the same way that it's considered, a black person must know this song because it's by a black artist. A gay person must know this song because a gay person sang this. It's a generalization, but unfortunately it does carry some weight in this case. Trent Reznor came up with the brilliant concept for Closer's Nine Inch Nails' Closer, one of my personal heroes. The guy is amazing. We're getting closer and closer to an EGOT every day. That being said, the video that accompanied Closer back in 1994 when it came out shocked the world. There were images in it that people were not prepared for. First of all, the language of the song, blunt sexuality, brutal cursing, just raw animal sound. It was outstanding. And it's honestly not the sort of thing that you play randomly. It does tend to get played in a dungeon or playroom here or there.
Well, it's got that right kind of sound.
But there is an accompanying video, a video that was so controversial because of scenes of S&M and also some very innovative imagery that I really won't discuss here, but it was so controversial that this over 6-minute song and video were censored, with many scenes being removed. A title card would pop up called Scene Missing, and you couldn't see it. Just all these things, which of course spurred people to find the uncut version. Scenes of bondage and voyeurism, just a lot of things that really grind the gears.
Apparently, I've never seen the uncut video because I don't remember any of this.
Well, you should. But this is right up there with, what is it called? S&M by Rihanna, Girls, 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 Motley Crue, like pretty much every song that was ever done by Judas Priest. Lots and lots of songs that people say, oh, that's a song that's about that stuff, so all those people know it. And no, we all don't, as evidenced by Robare over there. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying very bluntly, it is one that is very associated with what we do. I'm doing that thing with my arms again.
You are, yes.
This is what Whiskey keeps making reference to.
Oh, I don't know what he refers to. Does he just say you're doing that thing with your arms again?
Yes. I
think I'm assuming something more gay than that.
This is pretty gay.
It is.
I look like I've just sung an aria.
If you wiggle your fingers, it's like you got jazz hands.
I look like I'm just bursting out to the middle of a stage after a really big ballad, and this is the moment where the audience should be on its feet.
Oh my God, you're a drag queen.
Oh, please.
But that's what they do repeatedly.
Do they?
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Yeah, so many people come up to me, are you watching RuPaul? I have nothing against RuPaul. I just do not watch RuPaul's Drag Race. I have never seen a single episode in my life.
I watched season 2. That was it. Because they kept watching it while I lived in the Alston.
You absolutely love Big Brother. I don't do Big Brother either.
I do Big Brother. I'm currently watching Big Brother Canada. I bit the bullet and I got myself a VPN so I can watch a Canadian broadcast.
No, I was going to make fun of the entire nation of Canada without Mark I was going to make. I will not do it.
No, don't do that.
There are too many people in Canada
There
I
are
like.
way too many people in Canada.
Well, generally, yes.
Generally,
and I
yes.
am one person.
Yes.
They could find me.
They can, yes, especially if I tell them where to find you.
You would not.
I would. If you're going to make fun of Big Brother Canada, I would. Because Big Brother Canada, it's tons better than Big Brother America.
I have absolutely no basis for that to argue with because I don't watch any of
I
them.
don't watch any of it, no.
No.
Yeah, I started with Big Brother America, and I thought it was nice. And then I heard about Big Brother UK, and I'm like, I'm not going to watch that. It's just like America.
Oh, the UK version.
And guess what? It's not. It's totally different and better.
You love everything that comes out of the United Kingdom, frankly.
Yeah, I'm an Anglophile.
And there we go. We're right back to Doctor Who.
And I'm half English on my mother's side. I don't have the accent, but I am half English.
Yeah, you know, when I tell people that I'm a Colombian, they look at me as like, where?
Yeah.
Like, oh, a little bit here. A little bit here.
I got the tan for an Englishman.
One of these days, I'm going to replace the lights in your apartment with a tanning bulb and just see what happens.
Oh, yeah, bright pink. No, if you heard my mother speak, you would hear the English accent.
Z, if you're listening,
That
we're going
I-
to need to try this.
That I can't hear. I don't hear the accent in my mother. And it bugs me every time. If she's on the phone to a relative, it comes out a little bit more, but otherwise, I just hear mother.
I just want to ask, we brushed back on it, and I want to jump fully back into it. The Doctor Who thing.
Yes.
I am a casual Doctor Who fan, apparently. I'm a dilettante. The new season, the new series, that's where I started. And I come to you whenever I want to know something. As in, hey, they mentioned this. Is that a big thing? And all of a sudden you get this look like, I should be killing you right now. How do you not know this? And I tend to hide, but then you grab my shoulders and you're like, are you kidding me? How does this Doctor Who obsession start with you?
Oh, jeez. Well, you know, way back in 1983, I'm in the basement of my parents' house. There's a black and white TV. I turn it on. I flick through the channels. It turns out I turn to Doctor Who episode, Genesis of the Daleks, episode 1. I give it about 10 minutes, go, that's nice, turned it off. Next day, same thing. I'm back in that room, back of that TV, flicking through the channels. Genesis of the Daleks, episode 2. I see a Dalek and I go, whoa, what's that? And I watch the episode to the end. And then the next day I go back, and the next day I go back, and the next day I go back. And then there's another episode, and I'm like, all right, let's go see what it is. And I just keep going and going and going and going, and I'm going, wow, whatever this program is, it's pretty cool. And then I see the 20th anniversary special, and I have no idea what's going on because the only doctor I know is the guy with the hair and the scarf.
Was this no? I was gonna say, was this the black and white time? But no,
Nope.
That was Tom Baker, and that was in color at that point.
That was Tom Baker.
Don't you have a Tom Baker scarf?
2.
Not surprised.
One was homemade, so one of them I bought. The other one was homemade. Yeah.
Mother?
Friend, actually.
Aww.
He knitted it for himself, and when he moved, he goes, here, you'll enjoy it more than I have.
It will bring you the luck that I never had.
Yes, and there was one less thing he had to move.
Well, yeah, it's a scarf.
That too, right. So,
it's not like you took the couch off his hands or something.
Right. And then, while watching it, I discovered the TARDIS, the box. And I was like, all right, this is cool. I'm hooked.
Hang on. I think I can do this.
It's better than Matt Smith's like...
I remember that episode. That was hysterical.
Yeah.
You discovered the TARDIS.
Yep. And I was like, I like this. Bigger on the inside. Looks, the electronic mushroom on the inside. I was like, makes a really cool noise. And then I get to know the theme music. And I'm like, yeah, this is really good stuff. And I'm just riding the wave for as long as I can.
And from that day, a fan was born.
Yep. And then I discovered the magazines and the books. And then years later, the audio adventures. Oh, it's just way too much there.
You are a 6'4" Doctor Who fanatic.
When people ask about my religion, I either tell them I don't have one or it's Doctor Who.
Mr. Michael T. Whiskey, you stand accused by Sergeant Pepper of the esteemed Cape Cod Police Department of driving under the influence of alcohol. Paralegals, you gotta proofread these things. Come on, you're making me look silly. Mr. Whiskey, how do you plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
But you admitted to Sergeant Pepper to being drunk on the scene.
That's correct, Your Honor, but I would like to put forward that while I may have been drunk, the horse was as sober as the Pope on Sunday.
You were driving a horse.
No, sir, he was taking himself home. I was just along for the ride.
On the horse.
He's a good horse, knows where he's going.
That is a good horse. Anyway, is there any case law on this? Virginia, you say? Riding lawnmowers, well, that doesn't help this case. Florida? Oh, no, I don't even want to know.
Judge?
Okay, so now that I've regained the ability to breathe, you almost killed me with that last comment of yours.
Wow, that's a first.
Why? How? I just gotta ask, like, there's photos of you with a blonde woman on Twitter. You're wearing your Tom Baker scarf. You're at a convention.
Yes.
Who is that?
She is Daphne Ashbrook. She appeared with Paul McGann in the 1999 Doctor Who movie that aired on Fox. This was supposed to be pilot for a new series, but it didn't get picked up, and that was the end of it.
Was she in anything else with them, with the Doctor Who franchise?
She's appeared in a few Big Finish audios, not as the character she portrayed in the movie, because that's owned by somebody else. But she's been in a few audios. The Asian boy too, Yi So, I believe is how his name's pronounced. He was also in the audio adventures as a different character.
I know. It was controversial. It was exhausting. It was heady, but I'm going to hit on it now before we close the episode. The Flux. Where do you stand?
I thought The Flux was a pretty good season. The best episode was The Village of Angels.
Those things annoy me.
The angels are supposed to be terrifying, and in that episode, they were. There was a character, a scientist, played by somebody who appeared in the old version of Doctor Who way back in the day.
Oh.
That Dr. Jericho guy.
Oh, that's why everyone was making such a big deal out of that.
Right, because he was in a Colin Baker episode back in the day.
Okay.
Wearing a flashy outfit. Actually, no, he was in like Colin Baker's first episode. He was hot then. Apparently he's still anyway. So so he was that link between the old and the new.
Now we've got a new one coming up. Heaven knows when that's coming out because, getting a straight answer out of the BBC is like shaking a piñata and expecting the candy to fall out of it without a hole. But there's some creature, the sea monsters?
The sea devils.
Okay, what? Now, I'm supposed to be impressed about this, apparently.
The Sea Devils is a classic monster from the John Pertwee era, but they were last seen in a Peter Davison episode in the 80s. They are creatures from beneath the sea. They existed long before man, possibly long before the dinosaurs. And back in Pertwee's era, they came up from the sea to claim the earth as their own. And you can imagine that humankind was not really crazy about that.
Are they scary?
They're supposed to be.
They look like fish things.
Yep, that's the idea. That's why they're sea devils. And I've only ever seen the episode once, so I don't remember much about it.
So it wasn't that memorable to you?
For me, no. There was a lot about John Pertwee's era that wasn't memorable to me, yo. It was the monster of the week, but earthbound. So, okay, they're there. I mean, you got the Sea Devils, and then there's another one. Oh, we had the Silurians.
Yeah, I remember those.
Which is, Madame Vastra, she's a Silurian.
Mm-hmm.
So the two are kind of similar, but different in ways that I'm not sure about.
Oh, you know who I don't envy? Elizabeth Sladen in the Spider episodes.
Oh, Planet of the Spiders.
Yeah, someone was telling me all about how Elizabeth Sladen had to wear a spider on her back, and I'm saying,
Yep.
Elizabeth Sladen, why do I know that? Sarah Jane Smith.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
And I looked it up. I found out, she's a real character. I didn't
Yes.
realize. I think you're the one who introduced me to the backstory of her.
Uh-huh.
And you're the one who told me she had to wear that freaking spider.
Yeah.
I don't want to wear a plastic spider. I don't want to wear any spider.
Okay.
It's weird. It's horrifying. But they talk?
Yeah. They got crazy little. I can't do the voice properly.
Ugh. I'm
But
freaking out.
it's a stupid little voice. Yeah, I mean when these spiders moved, you take like a big plastic spider and like a couple of strings on the ceiling and just go like this, and that's all they do. They don't do anything.
How did they get away with so much cheesiness over these years?
Doctor Who was cheesy. The sets wobbled. You slam a door and you just watch the whole wall go like that.
They still do it. David Tennant was holding an honest-to-God Nintendo 64 controller in the first episode with Donna.
Was he?
Yes, it was painted gold.
Oh.
I'm looking at some of this stuff and saying, does anyone else see these ridiculous things here and there? But apparently this is the charm.
You gotta save a buck here and there somehow.
We could spend multiple episodes talking Doctor Who.
You could, yeah.
But we can't because we have to end this episode. I'm sorry, but I've only got so much time. Come on.
Stupid time. Stupid space.
How did I know that? I just set myself... Why did that... Okay, so... Next week on Bourbon on Ice, whiskey returns from across the sea.
And we'd better hope the rest of the world survived.
Plus, the upcoming Lightyear movie. We have some concerns.
Tune in next week to Bourbon on Ice and have a cold one on us.
This was fun. We should do this again.
I like it.
You were good,
Thank you.
but I was better.
I was better.
Outside now.
This podcast was recorded at and produced by Cape Media Center on Cape Cod, Massachusetts by podcasting duo Mike Whiskey and your friend Frosty. All music and sound credits go to soundstripe.com. Special thanks to Jamie Horton, Emily Tulloch, Gabrielle Rawson. For more information on Bourbon on Ice, visit our social media page at twitter.com/whiskeyfrosty. For more information on Cape Media Center, visit capemedia.org. For more listening options and a variety of podcasting entertainment, visit our hosts at buzzsprout.com and capemediacenter.org.